Excellent. Woo! We're in this thing, baby. Woo! Let's get it. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby. Coming at you guys with my prank kid list that I took to Fort Worth Regionals this past Saturday. I did top with the deck. I did exceptionally well. I had a lot of fun, and that was the only goal that I had. I did not come to the event with the mindset of, oh, I'm here to top. I said, I'm here to have fun. When you already have your invite, you don't worry about that stuff. So I was like, I'm going to have fun. And what I really wanted to do was there was one thing I wanted to prove. I said, I want to prove that my list is effective. I have a really weird prank kid list that worked amazing, and I never bricked with it. I also main deck all the cards that combat the weaknesses. I wanted to mitigate every weakness that this deck had. I did exceptionally well. I was undefeated for 6 rounds. Well, I had 1 draw, and then the 2 losses that I had, I lost once to a prank kid mirror match in time, not because he beat me, but I had 9,500 life points. He had 10,000 life points. I was lower life points than him by 500. That was any man's game, and it was my misplay. It was literally my misplay. That costed the game. So we lost in time by having 9,500 life points while he's having 10,000. The mirror match is cancer. And then in round 9, the final round, we lost to a danger player who extra linked me turn 1 with soul charge. And then game 3, extra linked me with soul charge. Both times. Legit. I was like, how sacky can you get? This is a 60 card deck and you have soul charge. And every danger he revealed, I discarded the same danger he revealed multiple times. And he just so happened to have, of course, beginning of the end and then soul charge. It was just dumb. But yeah, I got sacked. But anyways, I only lost twice with this deck, and that was the point that I was making. And it did really well. I had a lot of fun, you guys. Some strengths that I want to specify for those of you who are new to prank kids or don't know much about the archetype. For one, it has amazing explosive plays. It has insane recovery and or recursion. It has good draw power. It has good searchability. It has good playmakers. It has a lot of options to its arsenal. You have Inarmades. You have board wipes. You have spot removal. You have recovery. You have protection from battle or card effects. You have the ability to spam the board, special summoning from the grave very frequently. You have the ability to gain life points, to get access to all the cards you need. The deck is so flexible, and it has a lot of different cards afforded to its arsenal. Its accoutrements are numerous, and I think that because it's so versatile and its arsenal is so wide in the variety of things that it can do, that's what makes it such a great deck, because it's not only good at one thing. They do a lot. Konami did a great job with this deck. And another thing that I want to specify too is that this deck does not lose to Rivalry and Gozen like people think it does. So many people, somebody that flipped both Rivalry and Gozen against me, knowing I was playing prank kids, was game 2. Bro, I made Weather Washer, special 2 Dropsies from Roxy's and Lampsy's effect, special summon 2 Dropsies, and then normal the Dropsies that I had in hand, and linked into Rip Roaring Rooster and blew up all his back row, and on a separate chain link got Dropsies effect to special summon. I was like, get out of here, bro. Stop it. If you're ever playing on the Rivalry and Gozen, people who think, because people say that in videos and stuff, this deck loses. When you're on the Rivalry and Gozen, you have Rocket Ride, you have Lampsy's, you have Bow Wow Bark. That's one option. You have chains of options that you can go into. There's different types that you can go into. So Rivalry and Gozen, if you find that you'll get more value out of Rocket Ride, Bow Wow Bark, and Lampsy's, do it. A lot of the times when I'm playing against decks that need back row because they have to play Yu-Gi-Oh with Floodgates, they don't know how to use skill. You just use Weather Washer, you use Rip Roaring Rooster, totally awesome, and Dropsies, or the Thunder Chain, which tends to be a little bit more aggressive sometimes. You have Doodle Doodle Doo, you have Prank Kid Battle Butler, and you have Lampsy's. Also, I play 1 rank 4, which is an option that I can go into with Roxy. So under Rivalry and Gozen, I still have a ton of options, and I didn't lose to those. I even won against an Imperial Order. But anyways, let's hop into the main deck, you guys. I think that this deck is awesome, and it rewards skilled players. It rewards you for being skilled, and it rewards patience. Patience is a virtue with this deck. I love it. So yeah, let's hop into the list. We're playing 3 copies of Roxy's, 3 copies of Lampsy's, 3 copies of Dropsies, and 3 copies of Fansies. Now, Roxy's to me symbolizes fun. I think each one of the prank kids symbolizes some kind of emotion. All 3 of them have their own unique characters, individuals. They're still in correlation, I think, to the emotion that they portray. But also, they're still individuals, as you can tell, even on Dropsies, which Dropsies doesn't listen. He was misbehaving the whole event. I should have brought my belt to that regionals, bro. He doesn't listen. Every time, I have to get Lampsy's on him, because, they're all scared of Lampsy's. I don't know why. And I'm pretty sure, they're all triplets, so like they're the same age, they're the same age, they're the same age. But Lampsey's is definitely the big brother. He is the oldest. Lampsey's is going Super Saiyan, by the way, just so you guys know. Like he's going Super Saiyan. But anyways, Fancy symbolizes freedom. I love his artwork probably the most because he's just young, wild, and free. He's dabbing on you, bro. Look at he's dabbing, and they got the Teletubby pajamas. They gangsta. They gangsta. And then his legs are like a vortex, which I just love a lot. Dropsy's is a gay crybaby. He gets on my nerves. He just doesn't listen, man. But I think he symbolizes more or less sadness or depression. Even though that one is like he doesn't want to tell his daddy, which I wouldn't be ashamed of him, but he should just tell his daddy that he's gay. Cause like I know his brothers know. Like Roxy's even told me, and he doesn't think that I know. Like he's gay. But then we have 3 copies of Lampsey's. Lampsey's is like the enforcer. Like he has to keep all my kids on check because like they don't listen. Like I have 12 kids and they don't listen. Like legit. And I don't even have 12. In fact, when you multiply this 3, 6, 9, 12, multiply that by 3 more. I have 36 children because there's 3 on each of these and they're all their own individuals. So yeah, my kids don't listen, but Lampsey's keeps them on check. Lampsey symbolizes aggression and he is really mean. And I have to tell him that like, be nicer to your brothers. Like we're a family and we're here to top this regionals together. Like Lampsey thinks he can do everything by himself. Like that's the problem with him. But yeah, he symbolizes aggression. And then Roxy symbolizes fun. And I think they were racist. No, it was funny because like we made a joke about it. We were like, okay, so this is racist. They gave Roxy's a big butt and a rock afro. But you know what? It's okay. I don't discriminate. They're all my children and I love all of my babies. So yeah, these are all the prank kids. If you don't know what they do, if they're sent to the graveyard for the fusion or link summon of a prank kid monster, they can do A, B, or C, which basically they have 2 different effects they can use. And the special summoning is optional. I want you to keep that in mind because I'm playing under silly floodgates. You know, like you don't have to special summon, which I really had to specify to somebody because he was like, okay, like you can't activate the effect to gain 1,000 life points because you can't special. I said, gain 1,000 life points, then you can special a prank kid. It's optional. You can always get the first effect to gain life points, inflict life points, foolish burial, or draw, and you don't have to special. It says then you can. Whenever there's a clause that says then you can, that means that you have a choice whether or not you do it. So keep that in mind. Information is really imperative. You know, just absorb it all like a sponge, retain it all. But we have my 36 children. They're very hard-headed, and Weather Washer is kind of she's been doing a really good job at you know, like keeping them in check when I'm not around. But they gave her a heart attack. They gave Weather Washer a heart attack. Like she's on vacation right now. And then we have 3 copies of Planet Pathfinder. This is like my tech of the weekend. A lot of people were asking me for my prank kids list. Like literally this dude like had no shame. He was like, bro, I'm gonna net deck you, so I can't wait to see your list. And I was like, I guess, why don't you net deck the dude that won YCS Milan? He's like, no, I like your list more. Like, I was like, okay, that's a compliment, I guess. I'll take that, bro. But yeah, Planet Pathfinder is an amazing card. I would never cut it. In fact, this is one of the things that made my prank kid list different from everybody else's, because there were a lot of prank kids at that event. I don't know why. But none of them were playing this. I saw people playing Elemental Hero Prisma. That was creative. Then I saw people just playing the identical card for card build of Dinka Boy, and I don't respect that. You don't have to net deck to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, you just need skill and deck building. Good deck building and good skill. But Planet Pathfinder is a very, very flexible multi-purpose card. I like the versatility. The depth of what it does is it adds a field spell when you contribute it to add a field spell from deck to hand. Now, I play Fusion Recycling Plant in place, so what this card becomes in any situation is a polymerization or one of my children. I normally add Dropsy's last because he's just really hard-headed and he just complains so much. Like, I keep telling him, like, life could be much worse than you. Like, life could be much worse. You could be poor, Dropsies. We're rich. We're rich. Stop acting like life is hard. But anyways, yeah, we can add Place, which adds a Prank Kids, and also we can have Fusion Recycling Plant. And oftentimes, like, I don't really need my normal summon. And if I need my normal summon, then I'll just play Instant Fusion and normal one of my children, and I have a combo. So at that point, you didn't need this in the first place. So it just helps because it adds to the layer and consistency of the deck that the deck already has. It also gives you the option of getting the missing link that you need, because sometimes your hand is either like missing another Prank Kid or a Poly. So like a lot of times this is better than just like playing like 3 King of the Swamps, but I still do play King of the Swamps because he's a great card. I don't like Invocation. I don't. I think that you have a higher chance of your Invocation getting Ghost Spelled than you do of playing against Thunder Dragons, because somebody literally argued with me saying, that's why Dinka Boy played Invocation, because you lose in the Thunder Dragon matchup. I was like, say that to the Thunder Dragon player that I just 2-0'd right now. Say that to him. Like, and he's like, yeah, bro, like you don't need it. Like, this deck's amazing. Like, whenever you can't search, you use your Fansies. Fansies does not let his daddy lose. Like, he's, daddy, we're not losing. We're in this together. I said, you go ahead, son. Good job. I'm proud of you. He sends whatever card you need to search from your deck to your grave, and then you add it from grave to hand with either Bow Wow Bark or Doodle Doodle Doo. So no, you don't need to search to beat Thunder Dragons. I think that the dude was just really fanboying, and I think that he just was really taking things too literal, and like, yeah. But anyways, King of the Swamp is broken, as well as Planet Pathfinder. These are 5 additional combo pieces that add to the consistency that the deck already has. Like I said in the beginning of the video, has good deck thinning capabilities, has good draw power, good searchability, swarming, recovery, recursion. You have like an Armades effect. You have the ability to board wipe, spot removal, attacking directly. It does a lot of different things, right? Like the deck is just a really awesome deck. And then finally, to sum up the monster count, we played 2 Ghost Spells. My reason for main decking Ghost Spell is because I did not want my Battle Butler or Rip Roaring Rooster to ever get called by the grave, nor did I want Bow Wow Bark to get called by the grave. So with that in mind, knowing that call by can hurt me sometimes, but even when people call by me, I still didn't lose, which was amazing. I just played Bell for that. So I didn't play Bell because I wanted to use this in as an actual hand trap. I main deck the cards, like I said in the beginning of the video, that mitigate the weaknesses of the deck. So this was my theory. I was like, if I'm going to play Prank Kids, I want to make the perfect list that's not Dinka Boys. Like, I was like, I have too much pride. Like, I know that I can build a deck that is like so different and so unique that still works. So what the difference between my list and Dinka Boys is not only like all these amazing cards that we play, but I main deck Bell because I know my deck struggles against Call By, and I also main deck Call By because I know my deck struggles against Bell. Isn't that an ironic double-edged sword? It's more or less a double entendre, and I really like that you have that in the deck because there's a myriad of different interactions that these cards have, which can yield an imposition on your opponent, or it can also contribute to your victory. But a lot of the times, I held these cards for their intended purpose, which is why I played them, was I held Call Bys for the build, and I held Beld for the Call By. Why? Because when you tribute Battle Butler on your opponent's turn or Raigeki their field, and they activate a Call By, it sucks that they would be able to beat you with just a Call By, and that's not fair. So I played Bells for the Call By, and whenever they wanted to use Bell for my Doodle Doodle Doo or my Bow Wow Bark, I would just use Call By on the Bell. So yeah, like that's why we play Bell and Call Bys for mainly that. Ash Blossom, I never lost to a single Ash Blossom. I didn't lose to a Veiler. I didn't lose to a Permanence. Joel didn't do crap against me. It's just so funny. Like I got Ashed and Permanence and Drolled in the same turn, playing against a dude who was running like a Chaos Dino Thunder Dragon deck. And I still, like, went off that same turn playing through all 3 of those hand traps. I was able to make Rip Roaring Rooster and Battling Butler on his turn. And he was really pissed. Like, he was pissed. He was like, you mean to tell me that hand traps don't hurt this deck? I was like, no, like, Ghost Spell does. And, like, I had a set Call By. It was funny. But, yeah, anyways, that's it for our monster count. Those are my children and the people that helped them out. Now for our spells, we have 3 copies of Frankie's Place. Okay, like, you guys have no idea what goes on in my house. Like, this is crazy, okay? Every day, like, we have to clean up our house. Like, all 36 of my children are all assigned chores, and they have to clean up our house every single day because my kids don't listen. They all, like, I gave Dropsies their own bedroom. I gave Lampsies their own bedroom. I gave Roxy's and Fansies. So, like, because they fight. Like, Fansies gets along with Fansies. Like, they're all triplets. They were born the same day. Like, they're the same age. Lampsies get in. It's because of their characters. Like, Lampsies aggressive, so you have to keep the Lampsies in the same room, like, so that they don't hurt Dropsies, because Dropsies is sensitive, and we keep Dropsies together. But anyways, like, Prank-Kid Place. Like, you guys would be surprised. Like, this house looks little, but there's a lot going on in it. I mean, we got all my pets. My butler's in there. Weather Washer is, like, always watching my kids when I'm gone, like, you know, visiting Hero to Perfection. But yeah, this card is amazing. And even when people Ash Blossomed it, I didn't care because my main point of having this on the field was so that I can chain block. This deck is really good at chain blocking. And in fact, this deck, I think, does chain blocking the best of all the decks currently in the format, which adds to another one of the strengths that I listed that this deck has. You can boost your monsters by 5 when you fusion summon, or decrease your opponent's monsters by 5 when you link summon. You always put this as the highest card in the chain link so that the only thing your opponent can use is either Impermanence, Veiler, or Call By. But if you're going first, the only thing they can use is Impermanence or Veiler. And somebody did do that. They Impermanence my Doodle Doodle Doo on summon. And I was like, okay. Then I just made another one, tributed him, added 2 cards back, and he just wasted his Impermanence. Card's really amazing. I legitimately, like, beat over monsters that were way too big. Like, it was just really amazing. Like, I legitimately remember staring at a 3,500 attack Titan because, 3,700 attack Titan, and I reduced his attack by 5 on my turn, and then on my opponent's turn, I reduced his attack by 5. I literally battling Butler twice in that same duel, got out all of their cards from grave, and, like, I just attacked over the Titan with my own battling Butler because I made him for the 3rd time. And then, like, I used Battling Butler to destroy the last 2 Colossus, and there was nothing left in grave. to protect them. Well, it was the one Titan and he did banish it, but I ended up winning anyways. But yeah, like the point is the field spell is just broken. It really is. It's amazing. Like come to my house, you guys. Like come see how we live in. We're rich. Like dude, like this is a mansion. It just doesn't look like it. And then we have 2 copies of Optimus Prime and 1 Fusion Recycling Plant. I also played 1 set rotation because I wanted to maximize on the consistency of the deck. As you can see, I played more combo pieces and hand traps. I did that on purpose. I wanted my list to be the most consistent prank kid list because I knew that there was a hype behind the deck and I knew people would be playing it. So I wanted my list to be both unique, different from everybody else's, and more consistent than theirs. And my deck proved itself. I never bricked not 1 time, and I only lost twice, and it was really gay what I lost to. Like I lost to time and then I lost to Soul Charge. Like it's just luck happened, you know, like people get lucky. But Fusion Recycling Plant's amazing. This and pranks allow me to manage my resources. Like every one of my end phases, I get to add a card from Grave off of this that I fuse with, and then draw a card off pranks. And then you still keep in mind that you drew another card off Roxy, so you get a lot of like hand advantage and filtering. And this works on your opponent's turn too, which helps a lot. Like it just helps you to grind. Set rotation saved my life against Evenly Match. He ended his battle phase. I activate set rotation. Like that was it. Like he wasted his turn at that point. He's in main phase 2, and I'm like Raigeki in his field. Anyways, moving forward, we have 3 copies of Instant Fusion. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering why I play Fusion Recycling Plant, if it's not obvious, like I needed more ways to search poly. I also love that this is hand trap bait. Discard for cost screams Ash Blossom, and everybody did that. Like every time I would discard for cost, like when I had a hand and I was like, okay, like the only way this can resolve is the only way I can get combo is if I resolve Prankid's place. So I was like, okay, let's activate Fusion Recycling Plant. Let's discard Prankid's plan for cost. And he's like, Ash Blossom. I'm like, thank you. Activate place. You can't respond. Ash Blossom once per turn. Combo. So yeah, it helps in more ways than other. But I also wanted terraformings to be more flexible. I wanted them to not only get me to my house, which this is my house. I pay the rent there. And then also I wanted it to be able to add as a poly. So I like multi-purpose flexible cards, which is why like I play my deck the way I play it. You know, Dinko Boy's cool. You know, his list is cool. I like mine better. 3 instant fusions. It's a good starter card. It's a good extender. It's a good follow-up. Top decking this allowed me to make Borload and Borsword. Yeah, spoiler alert. Card's broken. Like instant fusion this is probably the best deck to play instant fusion in currently, because the advantage you get off of this one card, like I got 4 cards back. Like I got 2 from Doodle Doodle Doo and then 2 more off of Bow Wow Bark on my opponent's turn. So this card became like a +3. Like it was just silly. Like literally instant fusion for Rocket. Use Rocket to bring back Bow Wow Bark and Doodle. Punch for 3,000 because Doodle was pointing to Bow Wow. Punch for 2,000 on my opponent's turn. And I set Pandemonium, and on my opponent's turn, like, after I added off Doodle Doodle on my turn, I used Bow Wow Bark. So I legitimately got 4 cards out of 1 instant fusion, and I gained my life points back anyways. So it's nuts, you guys. Like, it's so good. It's a miracle comeback. Then we played 3 Polymerization. It's the best starter card, for the simple fact that it has no limiting restrictions. Dinka Boy didn't read his Pandemonium. He made a Borload after he resolved Pandemonium. You can't do that. You can make Borload and Borsword under Poly. You can make Totally Awesome. You can make anything you want. There's no restrictions. That's why it's like the best starter card for the deck. Pandemonium is still amazing, and it did save my life against Imperial Order. My opponent Imperial Ordered in response to the activation of my Poly. I chained Pandemonium from my hand, and I made Riproar and Rooster after doing all my plays and killed all his back row and still OTK'd him after that. But yeah, 3 Pandemonium. It's a really good card. This deck has what I call main phase 3 and 4, which is on your opponent's turn. You do more plays on your opponent's turn than you do on your turn, which I think is lovely. Yeah, like this deck is just so annoying, but it's fun, you guys. And then we have 3 copies of Pranks. The story behind this card was I told my kids that they needed to go outside because they were just wrecking my house, and Weather Washer was doing her best to clean up, but she just, they were stressing her out. She needed a break. So I told them, go outside and play. I told Bow Wow and Doodle to watch them, like their pets actually babysit them. And they ended up destroying a piece of property, which is like owned by us. Like it's our land. So I told them like they cannot come back inside until they clean it up. So that's the story about Pranks. And Pranks is really amazing. It's a starter card and it's a follow-up. It lets you recycle and manage your resources. Gives you draw power, recyclability, and when your opponent activates Dimensional Barrier and calls Fusion, you still win, which is funny. Like I've done that, like legit. Like Pranks is amazing. And then we have 3 copies of Call by the Grave. I already explained why I play it. And when I have Bell and Call by, I hold them for the cards that they were intended for, their intended purpose. Like, I never had to Call by an Ash because I never lost to an Ash. And in fact, it's so funny, every time I had a play that could be Ash Blossom, so conveniently my opponent had Ash. I was like, wow, I wish I was you. I wish I always had Ash when there's a card that could be Ash. But I didn't lose any hand traps, which was beautiful. In fact, even one of the people that I played, like, literally, like, told me, he was like, I'm not salty because I lost. I'm salty because none of my hand traps worked against you. And, like, he was playing the best ones. Like, He had Bale, he had Ash, he had Impermanence. He resolved them all in the same duel. He bailed. I didn't have a call by. He bailed my doodle. And then on his turn, I Bow Wow barked to get the cards I needed. Made Battle and Butler. And it was just like Battle and Butler and then Rip Roaring Rooster. And it was stupid because like he Ashed and Impermanence on my turn. And like it was just stupid. Then we played One Reasoning. I love this card. I don't think that you should not play it. I think you should play it. All my children have different levels, and this helps you to operate very similar to pranks, but it's more flexible because not only do you get your prank kid on field than you normal, it's like spirals. You just get 2 names on field and you win. But also it sends the spells and traps to the grave, which gives you targets for both your Bow Wow Bark and your Doodle, so that like this also helps you to play against Thunder Dragons. But yeah, it's a good starter card. I really like it as a 1-up. It's really powerful. I wouldn't cut it. Sometimes it's like pranks, but the difference is pranks, you need another card, and this one you don't. This and a prank kit is still a combo. And then we have 2 copies of Plan. Plan is really important in the mirror match to manage your resources correctly. In the mirror match that I played, I never attacked him. He desired and burned through all of his prank kit names, and he was literally just like sitting on like dirt, like, and he had Plan engraved, and I knew he was waiting for me to attack him. I didn't attack him until I, for 1, Boar loaded his Boar load, 2, summoned a Boar Sword, and 3, also had a Weather Washer, which was nuts. And when I attacked with Weather Washer, you can't use Plan on attack declaration because of Weather Washer's effect. Your opponent cannot activate card effects until the end of the damage step. So like I just outsmarted him. I felt like maybe he just started playing the deck or something. But yeah, like Plan is really important. And it helps you grind. As if this deck couldn't already grind, this deck is really good at grinding. Just so you guys know, like Sky Strikers, I out-resourced them in 2 turns. Like in 2 turns, I had played through Widow Anchor, Shark Cannon, Double Eagle Booster, and like that was it. Like he couldn't get any more back row because I Rip Roaring Roostered him on his draw phase. Because I wasn't able to like make it until like he had like finished doing all of his Widow Anchors and all that bullcrap, and I decided, okay, like I'm just gonna hold this Rip Roaring Rooster, and then like last minute I was like, no, I'm just gonna shotgun it on his draw phase, just in case, and like it won me a game. But yep, that's the main deck, you guys. It's really amazing. I love my list. I love how unique it is. It's different from everybody else's, and that's what really like I think why I had so much fun is because like I came in there playing a list that I made myself, that like I theorized myself, and I didn't get any ideas from anybody, and I had a lot of fun with my kids. Then we have 2 Rocket Ride. Currently Rocket Ride is actually I had to deactivate him and take the fuel out because every time they get on this, they break my house. They break the wall of my house. Like look at the artwork. This is every time like I turn my back, they do stuff like this. This is what they do. But Rocket Ride's amazing. He helps you to chain block. He also wins me games in time because I attacked directly for 15 after I burned my opponent for 5 and gained 1,000. So my opponent was 3,000 life points behind. I won in time. It's amazing. Attacking directly is broken. Being able to bring out 2 names is broken. Like this allows you to make like totally awesome and other rank 4s and rank 3s, whatever you want to play. It's just broken. 2 Weather Washer. She is like the only reason why like I'm still sane right now. She helps me out a lot. She just really keeps the house clean, keeps them in check. And also they're nicer to her than they are to me sometimes. You know, it just helps having like that that other influence. But Weather Washer is really amazing. The Armadius effect comes up a lot. You'd be surprised, especially against a stun player who happened to have Stormy Mirror Force and Blazing Mirror Force and revealed that he couldn't use them. And then the tagging out on your opponent's turn and protecting them from being destroyed by battle is amazing. The immunity that you get off this and Bow Wow Bark on your opponent's turn, your whole board can be destroyed by card effects or battle. Helps a lot when you have a bunch of PRANKIDS in defense and you're like, okay, the only way you can win this match right now in time is to kill all my monsters and then attack me for over 3,000. But I have Plan engraved, and you can't kill all these by card effect. Even if you have a Unicorn, even if you have like a Boar Load and a Boar Sword, it doesn't matter because you can only take 1, you can only shuffle 1. I still have 2 more that can be destroyed by battle card effects, so you lose. And it happened, like it really happened. So yeah, Weather Washer is just amazing. And then we have 1 Battle Butler. Battle Butler and Weather Washer work really hard to keep my house in track. Battle Butler works like a 24-hour job. Like he's non-stop cooking and cleaning. But he's really strong, you guys. Like don't underestimate him. He doesn't play any games. He has a Vortex for legs. And my children love riding on his shoulder. Yeah, he won me a lot of games against combo decks, even against Dracos. Like legitimately, I had to Rip Roaring Rooster during my opponent's turn, and then when I passed turn to him, I had to make this because he was getting ready to like OTK me with like 4 Draco monsters. So I just made this, cleared it, and then like he set one and passed, and I still won. Then for links, we have 3 of our pet bird. Doodle Doodle Doo is a really good pet because he speaks English for some reason and keeps my kids on check, adds my resources back, allows me to searches your whole deck, PRANKIDS place, searches your monsters, and he also searches your other spells and traps. So he searches your whole deck. He's the best starter card, and he's an investment. You accumulate a lot of advantage. Off of Poly, you get 7 cards. You get 2 off of this, 2 off of Bow Wow Bark. You also get the draw off of what's his name, Roxy's, which is one of my sons, and then you also get Weather Washer. Weather Washer, bring these back, and then on your turn you get to use this again. So the same Doodle Doodle Doo gets you 4 cards, 2 on your turn, and then you bring it back on Weather Washer. You use this on your opponent's turn, get 2 more, so that's 4 cards. You drew off of Roxy's, and then you also draw off of Pranks, and then this on your turn gets you 2 more, which I literally did. I got 4 cards off of 1 Doodle. I used it on my turn, brought it back off Weather Washer. It's just stupid. So yeah, Poly actually got me 7 cards because I had Poly 2 PRANKIDS and a Call By and a Bell. Call By and the Bell did not get me there at all. Like I didn't need to use them, but by the time it came back to my turn, I had 9 cards in hand. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, our dog is really good. He's good to me. He's very obedient. For some reason, Lampsies love him, and he loves Lampsies. He's nicer to Lampsies than he is to anybody else. The protection from card effects is relevant. The quick effect is just amazing. I had a 4500 attack Battling Butler. That's just something that like happens because of Bow Wow. We have Rip Roar and Rooster. Goals and Rivalry don't matter. Dropsies, totally awesome. This. Back roll. If you need traps to play Yu-Gi-Oh, you're not gonna like me because like you're gonna need skill. Like you can't just hide behind floodgates and think you go in. Boarload and Boar Sword. I make them all the time. I made Boar Sword more than Boarload. I played Giant Hand. I knew the weaknesses on my deck were also not only Bell and Call By, but also Dinko Seka, because a lot of times you rely on playing on your opponent's turn with your plan and your Pandemonium. So when I had knowledge, when they had Dinko, I would make this, and I would just use this effect to negate the Dinko, and I'd still win. Which was nice. So like I had a crazy mindset when I was going into this event playing my PRANKIDS. I wanted to mitigate every weakness. I knew nobody was thinking like me, and I know nobody's list was like mine. By the way, you can make this just by using 2 Roxy's, and it plays under Rivalry and goes in because it's an Earth Rock and so Roxy's. And then we have Toad. I won games with the Impermanences, the Call Bites, and also the Evenly Match that I took, which was nice. So yeah, Toad is broken. And then we have Scrapdragon. I play Scrapdragon because in the Altergeist matchup, I would normally Gamma Multi-Faker and make Scrapdragon and clear another card. It just allowed Gamma to take 2 cards. So my 1 Gamma threw away 2 cards that they had, and it also outed Secret Village after I negated the Multi-Faker. Then I side deck 3 Ash. I side deck 3 Gammas in the driver for combo decks, and also 3 Impermanents. I like Gamma and Impermanents because they can't be called by. I also like, this is really powerful in the Altergeist matchup. You have no idea. Especially against Hextias, like when you get into that grind and you're trying to activate Poly, they use Hextia's effect. You chain Gamma, you negate Hextia, destroy it, you make Scrapdragon, you clear one of their back rows after you resolve your fusion play, which is amazing. So yeah, it's so broken. That's why I play Scrap. I like it because I use Gamma to go second, not first. That's why I'm not making Omegas. But yeah, we have like 9 hand traps on top of the bells because just in case, like I didn't main hand traps because I knew like as long as I could play Yu-Gi-Oh, if I'm not getting Wrong Gold or Gunblard, like I can just break your board with skill. I don't need hand traps to make your board like mediocre. Whatever board you do, like whatever board you make, your deck can do the best it can, and I'm still gonna break it, and that's how it's happening. Then I sided 3 Evenlies and 2 Reboots just for set 5 pass decks. This card put in a lot of work, you guys. I don't need my battle phase to win, which is something that's amazing. But yeah, that is my profile. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. You folks have a beautiful day, all right? Peace out.